Hello and welcome to the first episode in what I'm hoping will be a very long series based in Farming Simulator 22. We are using a map called Lazy Acres. I found it on the mod store, the official Giants one. Lots of maps there to look through. This one's quite nice, it's a decent layout, lots of square rectangular fields, just what I like, fairly flat. Perfect for what I'm looking for. The basic aim of this series for me, although I've played Farming Simulator an awful lot, I do like to set myself challenges to just make it a little bit more interesting. And in this case, I come up with one where I am starting with absolutely no money, no land, no vehicles, and I had a £10 million loan already taken out, so I can't borrow any more money. This will of course result in massive interest charges at the end of each day, and it's going to take a very long time for me to get a farm up and working. It's quite a difficult way to start. It's not to be recommended for your novice players. I am doing it on the hard difficulty level, and I've started from scratch. I've got nothing here except what the map has given me as base layout. We are not using seasonal growth. The day to month cycle is 1 day. I've left snow on. I've turned crop destruction off. Periodic ploughing is required. Field stones are on. Lime requirement and weeds are all on. The AI will deplete everything in the trailers and we'll use fuel, although I might change those at some point. We've left traffic on, I do believe, although I might turn that off if they become a bit of a pain, which they can sometimes do. We are using a few mods. Most of them are quality of life mods. There's a few buildings dotted around in there that just allows me to produce things that aren't normally offered. Seed and fertilizer in particular, but for the most part I've taken out most of the mods that I normally use, which are almost unrealistic and, well, insane. Massive capacity combines that go at 3 times the speed and so on and so forth. Those things aren't in here. I have left a few in that I will go over when we get to use them. A plough in particular is one of my go-to things. Some of the other mods are just additional things that just help, but I'll explain it all as we go. Right, so to make money right at the beginning, the only way to do it is to take contracts. That's it. You can't make money any other way, and if you just sit here, you're going to eventually incur the interest charge and you'll fail. So we can't do fertilizing because you need to purchase the fertilizer material, so that's out of the question. We can do harvesting, that's a possibility. We can do ploughing, and we can do baling. Obviously you'll lose a little bit of money if you lease the equipment, but it's nothing drastic, and there are ways to make money by taking multiple contracts. For instance, the ploughing, we have 2 fields that allow ploughing. If we were to take them both, if I took field 10 and utilised this tractor and plough, as long as I don't hand in field 10, I can take the contract for field 12, but not borrow the equipment. And I could use field 10's equipment to complete field 12 first, and it would save me £3,825, which is, when you're starting out absolutely broke, that's a lot of money. Same with the harvesting. If you find a combine that works for you, then as long as it will harvest the same grouping of material, so obviously your standard combine will do wheat, oat, barley, canola and all that, so you get field 4 wants canola harvested, field 7 wants oat harvesting. That combine will do both of those, so you could take field 7 and borrow the equipment, complete the job for field 7 but not hand it in, and then go over to field 4, simply accept the contract rather than borrow the items, and you save yourself the money. Handy little tip. For the purpose of this video, beyond the intro, I'm going to do all the work, and I'm going to put the video on increased speed and overlay some music onto it. You don't need to be sitting here for hours on end watching me go backwards and forwards. That's just going to be boring. So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to take the baling contract for field 11, and we're going to take the ploughing contract for field 10. Those are our tasks for the day. If we've got time, I may look at the harvesting ones. Field 12 is quite a large field, so I probably won't do that one on a recording. I probably will do it to make a little bit of money, but for recording purposes we're going to go with ploughing and baling. So first things first, field 10, ploughing. If we complete this one, it'll be 25,106 minus 3,825. So still a nice little chunk that will get us started. So we will borrow the equipment for that. And it vanished. I hate it when it does that. Okay, no we won't. Moving on. We will take the baling contract. We'll see if it lets us take this one. 17,450. Dealing with field 11, it wants us to cut the grass, use the tedder to turn it into hay, bale it, and take it to the animal dealer. It will supply all the vehicles we need. So all we've got to do is just do the work. Let's see if it'll let us take this one. There we go. We have the baling contract. We could utilise the money from this and take the fertilising contract. And purchase the fertilizer. We'll see how we go, but for now let us go and examine the equipment that we have to play with. So we have the Case Magnum 340 CBX drive tractor. We have the Pottinger Nova Cat mower. That one goes on the front, that one goes on the back. We have the Vicom Fanex 904 tedder that will turn grass into hay. I'm probably butchering a lot of these names, I do apologise for that. We have the Krone Swandro TS970 windrow that will gather up all the loose grass or hay and put it into nice neat rows for this one to pick up, which is the Krone Big Pack 1290 HDPVC. That is your baler. I believe that is a square baler, yeah. So that will just keep spitting out the bales as long as you're gathering stuff up. And then this one is the Arcusin FSX 63.72. I'm definitely butchered that name. That's your bale trailer. Those will pick up the bales and neatly stack them. Can't remember how many it is. I think it's 12. Let's just see if we can find the baling equipment. Bale loaders. There it is. So yeah, 14. It will hold 14 bales each time. Yeah, you can unload them into a really big stack. So that's everything we're going to need to get the job done. We are doing field 11, so it's actually what will work out to be one of our first fields when we eventually buy the land. As you can see, I've purchased nothing. It's all computer owned. We will be looking at purchasing everything eventually, but that will be our first purchase there, which will be £798. So completing this contract will definitely get us that, which will get us our basic farm, as well as 2 fields to play with, which will get us on our way as long as we can afford some equipment to harvest, to work on it. But for now, focus on the contract. We are grass cutting. First things first, we've got to get all our equipment over there. This requires a lot of backwards and forwards. Let's see if I can not get lost. I don't know this map at all. Like I say, I've never played it. I don't know the routes. I don't know the quickest way to get to places. So I'm probably going to get lost. Let's go this way and try not to break any traffic. Our target is over there, so being a tractor, let's just go cross country. Didn't really need to, the road's right there, but still. Best impressions of this map, I've got to say I quite like the look of it so far. It's nice and expansive, it's open, lots of grass verges for grass cutting purposes, which will give you plenty of access to silage, or grass, or hay, depending on whatever it is you need. No fencing that I can see that will get in your way or hook your vehicles up, which can be a real pain. Lots of trees for people who like to cut trees down and turn it into planks or furniture or just sawdust. That's a side job for me. I will be doing that. I'll probably end up cutting most of these trees down when I eventually purchase the land, because I do like lots of space, and in a lot of cases I'll just replant my own trees because it's a good way to make a bit of money. It's almost what you call passive income. Right, that leads into the farm area itself. And this is our field, number 11. So, let's shrink the map. So, first things first, unfold all the equipment. There we go, we are ready to start cutting. Because this is leased equipment, it won't cut anything that it isn't in the boundary of the particular contract. So you have to be a little bit careful, because sometimes you can sort of overcut it as you make a turn, but when you come to gather it, it won't pick it up, because as far as the computer is concerned, you don't have access to that. So that is something to keep in mind. You want to be as careful as you can when harvesting and cutting fields. Try not to get much of the material on the outside, because it will eventually stop you from collecting some of it, and that may eventually cost you the contract. I've never had it happen, but I have had material that has been stuck on the outside until I've actually managed to purchase the land and been able to get in there and collect it myself. But for the most part, most of the contracts will complete before the actual field is done anyway, so it's not a huge problem. So there we go. That is the intro for this little challenge done. What I will do now is we will complete this task, and I will do the video for that as fast as it can successfully hold, probably times 4 or times 8, and we will pick it back up when we're done. So with the grass now cut and complete, we head back to what is essentially the farm area, where it will be when we finally buy this place. I've moved up all of the other vehicles so that they're closer at hand. Dump this one out of the way. Okay, I'm just going to fold it first. Two. Next job is to tether it and turn it into hay. Doesn't increase the mass or anything like that, it is literally just a conversion. So we'll run over this and you'll notice that it goes from a dark green to a light green, and that's hay. It has two different usages. This will create a little bit of spillage though, you'll notice it kicking out over the edge. I will go round the field to make a headland just to make the turning a little easier. Then we'll run over it with the windrow and create nice neat rows and then bale it. So, another video of the tedding upcoming, which will be at hyper speed, and we'll pick it back up when I'm done. Okay, so that's cutting and tedding complete. That's grass to hay. So now we move on to the next task, which is windrowing, which is where we will gather up this into neat piles, or neat-ish piles, ready for baling. So we're not quite halfway through our job yet. Unfold this one. Alright. Now what it will do is it will spin the blades and it will push the grass up to the yellow marker there. So we will do this the right way so that we get as much into the field rather than the verges as possible. So we'll start at this end, and then it will push it closer into the field. It's a good theory. Try not to hit the traffic. Go. And we'll pick this up again when I'm done. Okay, so that is the windrowing complete. Not exactly neat and tidy, but still, that's the material gathered up. So next job is to begin baling. My only gripe about the balers on this game is that the pickup range is just really small. Even with the windrow putting it into rows like that, it still won't be wide enough that you'll be able to pick it up in one pass. You're still going to have to do multiple passes to get one row up, but still, we will get it done and try not to get hung up on too many bales. Get in position ish. We'll probably have to do a couple passes just to clean everything up. And there we go. Right, next sped up video incoming whilst we complete the baling. We are nearly done with the job and finally about to get paid. So we'll pick this up when I'm done. Okie dokie, that's the baling complete. Lots and lots and lots scattered all out throughout the field. All that's left to do now is to grab the baling trailer, which was, I think it was 14 bales per hold. Lower the arm. Does it all automatically for you. All you've got to do is just get close enough and it grabs it. Nice and simple. I will speed the rest of the job up and get the bales all complete and start selling them off, and we will pick it back up when I'm done and on my way with our final load. Okay, so we've gathered up all the bales. Got the last 5 on the trailer now. During the sped up version we completed the contract in its most technical terms. These will just be pure profit for us now. We've already managed to bank 1,880, our first piece of money. We're going to ship these down to the animal dealer. Once we've sold them off, then we will complete the contract. That will remove all the vehicles. You don't need to drive back to your farm or wherever it is you wanted to be, which of course you wanted to. What we will do then is see about spending a little bit of money and picking up the next contracts, which will probably be harvesting. I think that will yield us the most money, and again you'll get product left over. I want to buy the farmyard for an absolute certainty, because we need land to be able to start expanding and building our own farm, and of course it gives us the 2 fields that we can seed for our own individual purposes, and it will unlock all the animal pens that I will show you once we get access to the farm and we can start bringing in animals, which again will earn us almost passive income. A lot of the animals require very little maintenance, so your chickens and your horses and your sheep are really easy to take care of and can be quite lucrative. So it's always worth picking up those first. The cows and the pigs are a little bit more complex, but not by much. The pigs will obviously give you the most quickly because they breed rapidly and grow fast. So we have a lot of work ahead of us. We are literally just starting out. I'll be very glad when I own this land and I can cut a bigger hole to the animal dealer. So here we are, animal dealer, dropping off the last 5 bales. crash. Always a good thing. Done. So, pure profit of 1,000. Read it right. 4,178. We go into the contracts. You will see, obviously, here's our layout. What we've got is 17,450 as our contract reward, minus 1,306 for leasing costs. And for some unexplainable reason, we got 311 reimbursement. I'm not sure what that's for, but never mind. Overall total, not including what we've already made, 16,455. Not bad for a morning's work. So total, including the profit we made, 20,633. So first job, buy the first piece of land, 798. There we go, we now own land. So we'll just do a quick travel to the sheep barn. This is now ours. Every tree, every blade of grass, every barn, and every sheep pen. Every animal pen is ours. So you get your sheep pen, you get your large sheep pen, you have your large pigsty, your large chicken coop, a large cow barn, not the one with the automated feeder. If you wanted that, you'd have to sell that and put the automated feeder in there. And you get a large horse barn as well. So everything you need to get started, basically. You get a water source and 2 fields. What's growing in there? That looks like sorghum. And we know that grass is growing in number 11 because we just gathered it. The sorghum is almost complete, another day, so that'll come ready for tomorrow. The grass we've just harvested. They don't need ploughing. It does need fertilising, but we don't have the equipment for fertilising yet. Doesn't seem that it needs stone collecting, nor does it seem to need lime. And the weeds seem pretty clear as well, so that's good. If we leave number 11 as grass, it'll keep growing as grass, so we'll need to take care of that. I probably will do that for that field for the time being. For the most part, I will just use the verges around all the fields for my grass, but to start with, making silage as quickly as possible is going to be a good way to go because it'll net us quite a bit of income. And of course, the grass will come in handy when we start bringing in sheep. If we turn it into hay, we can also feed the horses with it. We'll let that one sit as sorghum for now. We will lease in a combine and we'll get that one gathered, and that can feed our chickens if we can get some. But we're getting a little ahead of ourselves, or I'm getting a little ahead of myself. We have lots of room to play with. Very, very, very limited funds. So it's going to require some thoughts about what I want to do first. Obviously we do have contracts available to us. These two will go together, and if I can afford it and buy some fertilizer, I will try and go for that one and that one, maybe. But those 3% will be our next contracts. But that is for the next episode. We'll wrap it up there. We'll pick it up with episode 2, where I will make some additions and we'll see what we've done and see where we go from here. Thank you all for watching. I hope you liked it. I know it's not quite as action-packed as the Starfield stuff that I've been doing, but Farming Simulator can be quite entertaining and quite challenging, and I enjoy it in the fact that it is just a longevity game. You have to work hard to get everything you need, and I like starting at absolute zero and having the odds set against me, so this is the kind of thing that really does bring a lot of fun to the game for me. I hope you'll stick around. I hope you'll join me as I progress my way through this. It's going to be interesting to see how this map works out. It's going to be very interesting to see what this farm looks like by the time I'm done with it. All these trees will definitely be going. Lots of things getting put in place. And yeah, once again, thank you all for joining me. I hope to see you in the next one.